House of a Thousand Corpses, loved it. Devil's Rejects, loved it. Three from Hell,
Yeah.
What's going on, gangsters? MovieJohn here with
Rousey Rhondas.
Yeah, and we watched Three from Hell last night, and we got it on demand. I contacted Rousey sometime during the day, and when I was at work, telling her to go check out the Red Box because I hear people have been getting it from Red Box, but no success.
Went to 3 of them, and all 3 sold out of that movie.
And you had a coupon, which we could have probably got it for 50-some cents.
It's 4 cents.
Or 54 cents. But we ended up had to pay $5 for it to watch it on demand. And I don't know what to say about it. One thing I like to say about it is
It wasn't worth the 5?
I wish we would have paid cheaper. A lot of people have talked mixed reviews online so far. And I like the Devil's Rejects better. Just saying, putting that out there. Of course, you got Otis coming back. You have Baby coming back, crazy as hell. You have Captain Spaulding just for basically like an interview because we know that Sid Haig was getting sick at that time. And after the movie was released, he did pass away. So that was a little eerie watching that after he just passed away about a month ago. Right after, or I think it was right before the movie actually got released. I think... You know, it does a good job at the beginning of showing them getting put in jail and explaining stuff. And it's like showing over the years, it's been like 10 years since they've been in prison. So that's how many years it's been. You know, it didn't like just, they got shot up in the Devil's Rejects and then they just, you know, miraculously just came out of the hospital 2 days later. You know, so they were in prison.
They were. She was still wacko in prison.
She got all tatted up. You had Dee Wallace. I don't know if you recognize that, but Dee Wallace played the guard there with her. She was in Cujo.
Well, I know
she
who
played
she
Cujo.
is, but I didn't realize that was her.
Yeah, she had shorter hair and everything.
Okay.
So yeah. Danny Trejo shows up too. Thing I didn't like about the part with Otis, he's on death row, and if he's supposed to be this big known criminal, you're not going to take him out on work release.
Probably not.
No, probably not. I mean, you're on death row. You're not going out somewhere like that. That's just crazy. So that was kind of just like, hey, this is just a good way of letting him escape somehow.
I know, but even in that scene where he escapes, it still didn't really show how.
Yeah.
Like, the first part of it, like, with the brother, right?
Yeah, the brother shows up, half brother.
It's kind of like it's already happening, and boom, you're already in the scene.
Yeah,
and I'm trying to figure out what happened.
And somebody actually filmed it, which is kind of silly in its own bit. But this guy, they call him the Wolf Man of something. I can't exactly remember, but he takes the place of Captain Spaulding, and he didn't live up to that, I don't believe. I think if they did this film 10 years ago, about a year or two right after The Devil's Rejects, and had Captain Spaulding in it when he was healthy, I think the movie would have been a lot better. Rob Zombie fell off the map for me since he destroyed the Halloween movies, especially Halloween 2. And I haven't watched any of his movies since then. But the only reason I watched this one is because I love The Devil's Rejects so much and House of a Thousand Corpses. But, I mean, it was a rehashing, basically, of Devil's Rejects. But they're in Mexico. And they killed Danny Trejo's character. And the weirdest thing about that is he acts like he don't even know who the hell he is, Otis. And he kills him or whatever. But, you know, there was so much with them in The Devil's Rejects. I don't see how the hell he couldn't remember Otis if he's supposed to be this big known killer in America. Like he would be like public enemy #1. He doesn't remember him. That's the only weird thing about that. But of course then his buddies down in Mexico decides to come back.
Well, that was his son.
Yeah, that was his son. Comes back to kill them after they go to Mexico. And that's the weird thing, when they go to Mexico, they just can get to Mexico really easy. Did you notice that?
I did notice that. Like,
there's no guards or nothing nowhere. There's no... If there's a big manhunt going on, you're not getting to Mexico. No. That's
because they were still leaving a trail as they were going to Mexico, so...
Yeah, so that's... I don't know. I don't understand Rob Zombie's thought, his train of thought there. I mean, he has done some decent movies, of course, just them two, I think, The Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpses, but I think they just kind of rushed this along. I think he seemed like he just rushed it to get it out there.
I think you just don't like Rob Zombie.
No, I just don't. I just no more. I don't. I really don't. I don't get the movie. I mean, they said for years. I met Bill Moseley that played Otis. I've met Captain Spaulding, which was played by Sid Haig. I got to meet both of them, and I've always heard people say that they asked him about doing another one, especially Bill Moseley would say, "We can't. We got killed at the end of the Devil's Rejects. We got shot up so many damn times, but somehow I think it was a fan demand of the movie, and he just said, "Screw it, let's do the damn movie then." That's what it felt like to me.
Yeah, because they all miraculously came back to life.
Yeah, so they got shot up. They said only 20 times.
Yes.
But if you watch the Devil's Rejects, it looks like they got shot up about 1,000 times. But they take Captain Spaulding to death row, and they lethal injection him, kill him off in the movie because he couldn't partake in any of the rest of the movie because Sid Haig was very sick at the time. So they do kind of flash back and talk about him for a few seconds later on. But Baby was really out there.
Oh my God, she was more than out there.
Yeah, she was nuts.
Oh my gosh, she was even in the prison. She was freaking psycho.
Yeah, I liked some of the prison scenes and stuff. I thought they were pretty decent and everything. And I was wondering how she was going to escape, and that leads us up to that.
Yes.
That was kind of stupid too.
That was a little out there because there's no way
Yeah.
she would have walked out. A guard would have walked out.
I mean,
knowing that prisoner came in, other people had to have seen her come in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They go in to the office, and there's people out there, and there's a guard and stuff, and then she kills one of the guards, D. Wallace, and then all of a sudden they're in their car and they're driving, and I'm like, how did she get past everybody else? How did you walk out the front? There's cameras at prisons.
Right.
I mean, how they just kind of ignored that and just said, this is the easy way of getting her out. She gets out pretty easy. So that was kind of stupid too. So both escapes were just horribly. I mean, I don't say I could make it any better, but I thought it was just pretty immature. It's like a third grader could have made that up, basically.
Yeah, that seemed a little out there.
Like, let's just do it and get her out there, and then let's start creating havoc or whatever.
Right.
But it was gory.
I was going to say, although he didn't fail in it being gory.
No, it was pretty gory.
Still around.
Still that.
Classic, but
I've heard of people saying it was the Devil's Rejects in Mexico instead because it was like that. And I've heard people say they really, really loved it. I am not saying it's horrible, but it's just not my favorite. I don't even think I'll actually add it to the collection. I don't see myself watching it again. I really don't. I watch the Devil's Rejects, quite a bit, and House of Thousand Corpses. I'll go back and revisit them every once in a while. I just don't really. I don't think I'd ever want to watch it again. I'm sorry. So out of 5, I'd give it a 2. I really would.
probably I'd say 3, but
Yeah. So I don't know. There's mixed reviews out there. People like Rob Zombie's movies. There's a few other ones. I can't say I don't like any of his movies. He's had a few other movies I just by choice have not decided to watch. I haven't watched them because after the Halloween movies that he destroyed.
be hating on Rob Zombie now.
I'm sorry, he destroyed them movies. Have you ever seen Halloween 2, the H2 one that he did?
No.
Well, okay then. So maybe one day we'll watch them, but I don't have them in my collection because they're horrible. He was like on acid or something when he did that movie. I don't know what the hell happened. But anyway, it just the 3 from Hell just didn't do it for me that much. It's worth a watch, I guess, if you're a Devil's Rejects fan, or you do like Rob Zombie movies. Some people think every movie he puts out is gold, and it's not. It's not even silver. My buddy JT said that this morning in a text. He messaged me. I'll shout out to JT of the Dead. He said some people just think every one of his movies is just great. And if you sit back and really look at it and analyze it, I'm not the perfect reviewer or anything, but to me that's just some of the stuff that had a lot of problems with it.
So you think it's a bronze?
Nah, I don't think it's even bronze. It's just flat black.
Okay,
The story just fell flat to me. That's all I could say. But if you liked it, more power to you, I guess. Give us a comment at the bottom if you like 3 from Hell, and or if you disliked it, or which one you liked the best. Devil's Rejects will always be my favorite. Had a lot more action. It had a better storyline to it, and better characters. Miss Captain Spaulding at the end, rest in peace. I wish he could have been in this movie. I wish they'd have done it 10 years earlier. Well, that's it for this video. Rousey, take us on out.
Later, homies.
Till next time.